Hello, everyone.
Hi.
It's Monday, and it is a busy week.
Yes, for sure.
It's the week of Hanukkah, it's the week of Christmas, it's the week of holidays and celebrations and all kinds of stuff. And that means we're just days away from not only a new year, but a new decade.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like this year went by so quickly.
Yeah. You and I were having this conversation the other day, and I was like, yes, I'm kind of one of those older people who's like, every year it gets faster and faster.
Yeah.
So we are talking today about New Year's and New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole idea is everyone's talking about like what new year, new you, what you want to do physically in the new year. Usually I hear like diets, go to the gym more.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking we could talk a little bit about mental health goals for the New Year's, like things that you can do for yourself to better your mental health and overall well-being.
Right, because really it all does kind of tie in together. The physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, like we are holistic beings. So you can't just focus on one, and that being our physical health, which is important. It's what a lot of us do focus on in the new year, but without taking into consideration our mental and emotional well-being. So what are your tips for us heading into the new year?
So the first tip I would say is setting boundaries with others. So that can look like many different things. Mm-hmm. That can look like limiting time with people that maybe really drain your energy or make you feel really exhausted or negative after spending time with them. It could be saying no to plans, or saying no to people of asking you to do tasks that you just feel like aren't congruent with like your values or just what makes
or your
you
priorities.
Feel. Yeah.
I know I've been spending a lot of time getting ready for the new year and thinking, okay, if we only have a limited amount of time and energy and resources, like where do I want to focus my time and energy? And a lot of times that boundary piece has to do with what I call the ick factor. Like when you spend time with someone, or when you spend time doing something and you walk away and you're like, ick, or like, that didn't feel great.
Yeah, for me, it's like feeling really drained.
Like,
or just like tired. Like I need like a whole day now to just spend by myself after spending time with that person.
Yeah. Or if I feel like I need to run away.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
That's a very good sign. If you're trying to run away from something.
Yeah, just run away and just go spend time by myself somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge introvert too, so that plays into it. So boundaries.
Yes.
We talk a lot about boundaries.
Yeah, I feel like boundaries come up with every topic.
We could talk all day. Yeah. But you have some other tips.
Yes. My second tip would be making time for self-care. So I think I mentioned self-care in almost all my videos, but it's because it is so important to make time for yourself and to do self-care. So like I said in other videos, self-care can look like getting your nails done, watching your TV show. It can look like taking it even a step farther and doing like meditation maybe daily to help you feel more grounded. It's basically doing stuff that makes you feel good and stuff that you enjoy doing as well. And so I would encourage you to maybe do like something self-care daily.
Yeah.
To start off the new year well, because I think that can help, especially if you're dealing with anything in terms of like anxiety, depression, or anything like that. Doing self-care can make you just feel a little bit more grounded and maybe make that day, the triggers that happen, not something that can impact you so much.
And sometimes you really have to just put it on the calendar. And sometimes self-care takes a lot of focus, and like for me, going to bed earlier is an act of self-care, because then I know I'm better rested and I can take on the things that the next day is going to bring.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Lots of different ways of looking at self-care.
Yes.
Awesome.
So my number 3 one is, if this is something that's been on your list, is going to therapy. So if you've been saying like, oh, that's really something I want to work on, I want to get a better insight into myself or learn some coping skills or really like dive into maybe a trauma or something along those lines, going to therapy, starting the new year is a great goal to have if that is within on your something that you've been wanting to do.
Yeah, and if it's on your radar, then you should probably do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we wait until things become these big problems, and the more proactive we can be, with things like therapy, the better results we can actually get. So if it's something that you've thought about, then it's something that you should explore doing.
Yes, I agree. Definitely in relationship as well. Because
Definitely
I think a lot of times people come to couples therapy, like when it's just gotten so bad. So
yeah, I think the statistics are 7 or 8 years. And then we found that even with therapy for anxiety and trauma, that oftentimes people are living with the repercussions of those things for several years before they seek out professional help. So don't wait. Now's a good time.
Yep. And then my fourth one would be limiting negative self-talk. So what that looks like is basically when you make a mistake, I think sometimes we're so quick to be like, oh, that was stupid. I'm a moron. Like, why am I so dumb? And it's like recognizing like that moments when I always say like bullying yourself and putting yourself down and realizing like, I could say this to myself in a nicer way. Maybe I could talk about like, okay, this wasn't the best thing I did. What can I do better next time? So really recognizing like those moments when you're bullying yourself and using negative self-talk, try to limit that in the new year.
Yeah, practice some self-compassion instead. But that's a good place to, therapy is a good place to explore your itty-bitty committee of those voices that are in your head that kind of say those things to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Therapy is a great place to explore that.
Yeah.
And then my next point is be more present.
Yeah.
This is essentially, I think, something that everyone can work on is really just living in the moment, not thinking about past times when you made mistakes or thinking about past arguments, really like noticing like the here and now of like what is going well in my life right now. And then if things are going poorly in those times, thinking like this is a temporary thing right now. That can also look like being in the moment.
Yeah. And what in this moment, what action can I take?
Yes, what can I do right now to help myself? That
can really help with anxiety, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a really good tip. A lot of practice, right?
Yes.
It's an ongoing practice, but it's good.
Yes. And then my last one is basically noticing that areas of growth are normal. And that everyone has areas of growth that they need to work on. So being kind to yourself, going back to that self-compassion and recognizing that it is normal that every year you grow psychologically, I believe.
Yeah.
And so realizing maybe in 2019, what area that you noticed that you grew in psychologically.
Yeah. And look, recently we posted on the Facebook page an opportunity for each of us to brag about something that we did in 2019 that we're proud of. So find that post, brag about something here, and then explore what are some additional areas of opportunities for growth that each of us do have. Where would you like to grow in this coming year? Now's a good time to think about that.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your tips. And thanks for joining us today, guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. All the things. Enjoy your time with family and friends. Enjoy some rest and relaxation. Enjoy some just time for reflection and contemplation. And we will catch you soon. Have a good one, guys.
Happy holidays.